You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriots. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. Podcast. I'm sorry I haven't make any videos, but I'm getting back on it. This is July 3rd, 2019, and it's the day before 4th of July. All right. Today's 4th of July. Like always, please find me on Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, and Gap.com. Most importantly, like, share, and subscribe, because without you, my video wouldn't go anywhere. And greatly appreciated. On that note, guys, let's start the video. This video I want to talk about, this is really our old video. I mean, not old video, old news, but it's still very relevant to what's going on right now. It's the news about the birthday tweet by Kamala Harris in 2020. Right? People are questioning her legitimacy of black, all right, or African American. Let's say that, all right. But this is a story from Fake News CBS. All right, I will leave a link in the description below if you guys are interested, but let's read this article, all right? 1 second, let me load this up for you guys. All right. There you go. Birthday tweet target Kamala Harris, 2020 Democrat rush to her defense, right? Because if you aren't aware right now, if you aren't following politics, the Democrat, they don't want any white old man to be the nominations. It's clearly what they're doing is trying to prompt up Kamala Harris or Cory Booker or people of color. That's what they're trying to do. All right? That's what they're trying to do. That's their whole narrative. Their whole strategy, identity politics. This woman, Kamala Harris, must not be elected into office. All right? We cannot elect a corrupt individual who is... Look, people were grilling me because I said that she's un-American or not American, right? Yes, she was born in Oakland. On the technicality, if she's born here, she's American. But her principle, her value is un-American. That's what I'm saying. She advocate of giving visas to foreigners instead of giving to real Americans to work in the United States. So giving out jobs to everybody else besides American. How's that looking for the well-being of American when you're giving out jobs to somebody else besides American? Not only that, she locked up a lot of people during her time as prosecutor in San Francisco, right? As a prosecutor, as a senator, and all that stuff. She locked a lot of people, especially black men. All right, black men locking up black men. Not only that, she took a what's that? Educational role that she's clearly she's overreaching in an educational role, trying to prosecute mothers who fail to send their kids to school. All right, so not only that, she's attacking black men and mothers for not sending them kids to school, sending them letters saying if your kid's not is truant, that she as a prosecutor gonna prosecute the mother, the parents. All right, that's one thing. Another thing is she tried to eliminate jobs if she ever get elected by eliminating the whole industry. The private insurance industry have a lot of jobs, right? It employed a lot of people. Right, government sector does not employ that much people. Government don't create that much job. The private sector does, and she clearly don't understand that. This is what the Democrats are. But I digress right now of what she's known for. Right, but let's read this article. All right, 2020 Democrat hopeful Kamala Harris was a target of birtherism-like attack, retweet, and then deleted by President Donald Trump Jr. President Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., targeting her identity as not an African American. Look, this is a CBS. It's fake news. All right, they're already attacking. They're not giving they're giving a biased point of view. That's what it is. In the words that they're describing this article, not an African American black. All right, her arrival for the Democratic nomination jumped to her defense on Sunday, including former Vice President Joe Biden, who is confirmed about race. Who she confronted about race at Thursday debate. That's a bad look. This guy is so stupid, right? You know, the candidate right now, they're so dumb. You try to win a nomination. Why are you trying to protect your opponent? I don't understand that. Right? Who she confronted on the race. She put him on blast and he came to her defense. Why are you doing that? Why don't you just let her sink and fall at the same time? See, their strategy, the Democrats' strategy are flawed or don't make sense. It's illogical. The strategy sucks. On Thursday debate, Harris was born in Oakland, California, to a parent who immigrated from the U.S., from India and Jamaica, right? Now, what they don't label here, that her dad was half Jamaican. He's not full Jamaican. I mean, not saying, well, let me just say this. Jamaican doesn't necessarily mean that you're black, all right? You could be white Jamaican. You could be Latin Jamaican. You could be all kinds of, you could be Asian Jamaican, all right? These other nationalities live in Jamaica as well, not just black, all right? Her dad is half black, or let me say half-toned person, right? But he's Jamaican, all right? Just because you're Jamaican, that doesn't necessarily mean you're African-American or African descent, all right? If anything, Jamaican are probably considered as Caribbeans or islanders. All right, and her mom's Indian. Not only that, her mom's upper-class Indian. So Kamala Harris and her father, they're both like professors. They're both in academia. They both are high standards people. All right, so in actuality, Kamala Harris comes from a privileged background. She didn't suffer any oppression and all these things she claimed to say. All right, she was raised with a silver spoon in her mouth. And not only that, her dad divorced her mom, right, when she was a kid. So she mainly was raised by her mom. So in actuality, she was mainly considered as a Indian descent because I think her stepfather is Indian as well. Right? She was raised up in India, and her name is Kamala, whatever her name is. Kamala Devi. Devi is a known Indian name. Harris is her last name. All right? So she mainly identified herself as Indian, I think, when she was growing up. She was growing up in Canada. This is why I come up with the idea to the conclusion that her philosophy, her principle is not un-American because of where she was raised up at. All right, she was raised up in Canada, so her principle is mainly Canadian point of view. It's un-American. All right. The viral tweet by a right-wing personality, Ali Alexander, right? Ali Alexander is African American, let's say not African. He's black and Arab. But he was raised by his mom, right? His mom is black, so he was black the whole time. He was not a privileged person, all right? And they're attacking this guy who have small profile than Kamala Harris, right? Ali Alexander, you gotta follow him. He's a good guy. He's not a right winger. He's not alt-right, all right? He's a Trump supporter. Follow his channel, Ali Alexander, all right? Whose Twitter bio claimed that he exposes Harris and included the hashtag Never Kamala. That's right. We should never vote this woman in. And mentioned her parent in his background said, "I am so sick of people robbing American blacks like myself of our history. It's disgusting. Now using it for debate time. Them debate too? These are my people, not her people." Okay, they're not her people because I think she mainly identified as Indian. All right, she don't know what the struggle is. She was not raised in the same social construct as American. All right, and her father just bashed her, using her Jamaican heritage as a way to prompt up political points. I think she was estranged from her father as well. The tweet appeared to get attention from Donald Trump Jr., who has more than 3 million followers. Donald Trump Jr. wrote, "Is it true? Wow," on Thursday, but soon deleted it. A spokesperson told the New York Times Donald Trump Jr. asked if it was true that Kamala Harris was half Indian and half black. And it's not something that he ever heard before. Exactly. What's wrong with just raising the question? He didn't say is true or not. He just replied, "Is it true?" He didn't say, "Oh, she is," or anything like that. Is he allowed to have his own opinion? All right? Is it wrong for having their own opinion? Is it wrong to think? See, everything's turned in 1984. They try to control what you think. They try to tell you what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. They try to tell you a person cannot think for himself, and Donald Trump Jr. cannot have an opinion. All right? It doesn't make any sense. It's 1984. They try to control you what you think. The thought police are in full force. Harris have often resist sharing her personal life. Why is that? Gee, I wonder. Background on the campaign trail. I wonder why. Why do you have to hide? Well, you the Obama 2.0, right? All these inconsistency in your backgrounds. But during the Thursday debate, she confronted Joe Biden about her history opposing busing, and she herself has been bused to a public school. Not really. She didn't really raise up in America. How can she vouch for that? All right? She didn't really live in America. So if she was busted, she's living a Canadian that they busted you, not American. Harris campaign manager Lily Adams, and remember, she said she wasn't being open about her past. Why is that? That's a very big problem. Should we know about her background, her past, if she's running for a big office like this? Harris campaign manager Lily Adams said on statement, CBS News, this is the same type of racism attack on Barack Obama. It didn't work, and then it won't work now. Oh, how naive are you, all right? People are not going to vote for Kamala Harris, not after what the Barack Obama did, all right? People learned their lesson. They're not going to vote another person like this, especially a Democrat, especially a woman like this, into office, right? This person is so unappealing to the masses. All right? She's unappealing. She's a bad candidate. She's Black Hillary. Hillary 2.0. Hashtag Hillary 2.0. All right? Harris' husband. And she wanted to identify as a black. She wanted to take the identity as black, but yet again, she's married a white Jewish man. Not anything against white Jewish men, but you see the inconsistency? And she don't have any kids. All right, it's very unfavorable within the American perspective. You don't have any kids. All right. Douglas Edmond expresses his gratitude on Twitter to those who come to his wife's defense. Thanks to all 2020 candidates and everyone else who called this out crap for this. F a tweet. This guy's an idiot, man. On Saturday, Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, first 2020 candidate, to tweet support for Harris. Why you guys... See, like I said, these people are different choirs singing the same song. All right, how are you supposed to distinguish yourself from a part? How are you supposed to win an election? How are you supposed to get a nomination if you keep coming to your opponent defense? You're supposed to let them fall on their own so you pick up the slacks. All right, how is this helping you? I don't understand this. We all have the obligation to speak out and say so. No, we don't. And it's within our power and obligation, a tech company, to stop Val and lie that on their track, Warren tweeted. See the track? This is foreshadowing. They try to censor people. That's what it is. They're trying to censor people right now. Cory Booker, New Jersey, chimed in with a tweet saying Kamala Harris does not have SHIT to prove. Yes, she do. She's supposed to run for office. You're supposed to prove that whether you're capable of doing this, whether you're capable of lying or not lying, right? Strong remark also comes from Washington government Jane Inslee, former U.S. Representative Beto O'Rourke, and South Bend Mayor Peter Buttigieg. Biden, the current frontrunner, tweeted Saturday the same focus on hatred roots and birtherism, questioned Barack Obama, American citizenship, and even his radical identity, and now being used on Senator Kamala Harris. Of course, we have to say this because how we know these people aren't affiliated with any outside terrorist group. That's why we need to know their background. All right? It's disgusting. We have to call it what we see it. Racism is no place in America. And this is the party of segregation. This comes from the party of segregation, the party of Jim Crow, the party of racism, right? And they're telling us this. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't your party the one who advocates segregation and Jim Crow? Why are you telling this? Right? The Trump president was one of the leading voices along the group of conspiracy theorists who questioned whether the former President Obama was really born in the U.S. Either of this mouth, Mr. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, would not directly answer whether the president brought a conspiracy against Mr. Obama was racist. It's not racist, man. It's just asking questions. How is this racist when you just ask a question? Look, I don't care what you are, what race you are. If something I don't disagree with, I'm going to talk crap about you. All right? Race doesn't have nothing to do with this. All right? If you're Chinese, black, Hispanic, I'm going to talk crap about you regardless of race. All right? If you have a low IQ, I'm going to say you have a low IQ. If you're rude, I'm going to say that you're rude. All right? If you're unstable person, I'm going to say you're unstable. If your demographic loot a lot, according to the statistics, I'm gonna call it as it is. Race don't have to do with this. It's calling as it is. Right? Alexander fired back, a 2020 candidate in the defense of Harris on Twitter Saturday, claiming that racism Democratic smear campaign against him. A Howard University professor directly responded. Shut down the weaponized ignorance, said Professor Greg Carr, Howard University, chairman of Afro-American Study. Carr pointed out the 2016 presidential primary campaign for Ted Cruz of Texas. Cruz, who was born in Calgary, Canada, also faced criticism from the then frontrunner of Trump. But Carr and other civil rights activists say Cruz did not face anywhere near the crowd smear birtherism the former President Obama is now and Harris facing. Hey, man, this is all I gotta say. You run for public office. This is the kind of criticism and scrutiny you have to face. She know what she got herself into. Politics is a dirty game. All right, politics is a dirty game. When she stepped in the ring, she knew what she was coming against. That's what it is. I'm not feeling sympathetic for Kamala Harris. She knew what she got herself into. All right, she didn't know all the skeleton in this closet is gonna be exposed. People are gonna dig in her past. All right, why is she so surprised? I don't care. I'm not having no sympathy for this woman. All right, throw all the bags at her. Who cares? All right, she's running for office. You're supposed to scrutinize this person, like as if they didn't scrutinize Donald Trump enough. All right, so you're able to scrutinize Republican Party, but we can't scrutinize the Democratic Party. How's that fair? All right, they want their cake and eat it too. They want it both ways. These Democrats are sore losers. That's what they are. All right, so they could criticize us. They could scrutinize us, but we can't scrutinize them. How's that even fair? All right, it's not fair. Politics is not a fair game. All right, so prepare to be scrutinized once you step in the ring in politics. Carr called birtherism race-based and absolutely racist. Nope, and it's fair game. It's mudslinging. It's fair game. All right. If I see something that's not aligned right, I'm gonna call it out. What you gonna let all the bad thing happen and not say it? People are punching your face and not do something about it. All right. And this is very important. People need to understand this. People need to understand her past. That means she's not being transparent. All right. If you're not transparent as a candidate, how do you know we're gonna trust you as a leader? There has been social media criticism of Harris and Booker. Of course. They know what they got themselves into. They're in politics. All right? Who's African American? African American. There's no African American. African is not a race. You can say Nigerian American. You can say Cameroonian American. You can say Libyan American. All right? You can say that. You can say Congolian American. You can say all these stuff American. African is not a race. African is a continent. All right? Egyptian American. Do Egyptians consider us African? No, they're Egyptians. They're in the continent of Africa, right? I'm on the continent of North America. Or a Mexican is on the continent of North America, right? He was born in Mexico. Does he consider American? No, he was born in Mexico, right? Do a Canadian consider us American? Because Canadians in the continent of North America. Do they consider us American? No, make no sense. And from Newark, New Jersey, Propel online campaign and operated under the Dios American Descent of Slavery Online. And the group said they seek out, reclaim, restore the criticism of national character of African American identity exposure. See, they like to use this phrase. This is a vague term. African American is a vague term. All right. When you ask African American, no, let me say that. Let me phrase it. When you ask a black person and they say that they don't like this country, and you tell them, why don't you go back? And then, or say, if you were to go back, what country would you go back to? They don't know. They don't know what they identify themselves with. Because when you go back to Africa, you don't just go to Africa. You have to know what country in Africa you wouldn't go back to. All right, it doesn't make any sense. This is why it's a fallacy to say African American, because African is not a race. Carr believed their social media discuss around the reparations and may be driven by conversation and separate those who are blacks and those who are African American or American blacks. Or Alexander put it, Carr made sure to emphasize the adults and nothing to do with the major national group fighting for reparations like the National Coalition of Blacks and Reparation America. He commented adults to the group that attempt to create controversy and issue in black community, all right, that might lead to nefarious goals like suppressing African American votes. I hate when they use that term African American. It's black Americans because there's within the black community, it's a menagerie of race. It's all mixed. All right? Just because you have dark tone, that doesn't mean you're purely from Africa. When you look at Indian people, they're dark toned. Do you consider them African? All right? Some Indian out there are really dark to the point where they could be dark like Nigerians. All right? Do they consider African? No. The people of hue. Hue men. Hue is a word for color. What good does it do to any of us to assert pride or privilege under pressure, said Carr. Carr said he would tell Ali to stop standing between attempt to solve our collective problems and people attempt to understand how best to do it. This doesn't add anything to positive and public disclosure. You know what? Politics is not positive, right? Politics is very negative. So they know what they got themselves into. They're asking for it. Nobody forced them to run. She chose to do so, and she knew what it entails. All right? Politics is a dirty game. And, of course, the next question would be, if you are not, in fact, just acting out of ignorance, who are you working for? Because we have seen this show before. All right? That's at the end of the article. All right, Kamala Harris. This woman is so deceitful. You don't know her background. You don't know her past. You don't know her stance. She is an upper-class Indian. She's not one of those poor Indians. All right, she was raised with a silver spoon in her mouth. Her parent was privileged. All right? Her dad, her great-great, here's what people don't know. Her great-great-grandmother owned a slave in Jamaica. All right? So see how the inconsistency? All right, her great-great-grandma owned a slave. If you want to bring out heritage-wise, right? If you want to bring out reparation, what happened a long time ago. If people today are associated with slavery back then, okay, then she's just guilty as well. All right? And people need to ask, because she claimed to be black, right? And if she ever get elected, will she qualify reparation too? Right? Would that seem right? Would that seem right to people? Would Kamala Harris qualify for reparation if elected? Right? She have a lot of skills in her background, man. She's an awful candidate. All right? She's an awful candidate. And to me, in my opinion, Asian people, she doesn't appeal to Asian people. All right? Most Asian men don't align with people of her status. All right? Even though Indian are considered Asian as well, but I'm talking about Indochina and the Far East Asian department. But, yeah, this woman is awful. She's a bad candidate. She's not claimed what she is. She have a lot of things to hide. All right? She is a Democrat, which is evil, like my shirt said. Never trust a Democrat. All right? And I back Ali Alexander. All right? He did nothing wrong. He just raised a question, and people need to raise this question. This is what people need to. This is why I'm telling people. Well, this is the reason why I made this channel. People need to think for themselves and stop just agreeing with these Democrats. All right? Stop being a group thinker. This is why I make this channel not to be a group thinker. Because you're a group thinker, you end up voting for this person like Kamala Harris. All right? This is a bad candidate. She is awful. All right? Lying. She said she's not very open to her past. Like, why? Why is that? Shouldn't you be more open as possible? If you got nothing to hide, what is there to hide? All right? Your past. All right? The difference between her and Donald Trump is that Donald Trump, people know him ever since he was young. He was been in the limelight for a while. People already know his practices, his private life and all that stuff. Now, Kamala Harris is just stepping in the scene. People don't know what school she grew up in, what neighborhood she grew up in, who her father was. People don't know that. All right? She got a lot to hide. And like I said, hashtag Black Hillary if you want, all right, to support Ali Alexander. And people need to question more. Because it's unfair to a person like Ali Alexander just for questioning people. All right? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. All right? You think Kamala Harris is fake? She's a fraud? You think the Democratic Party are stupid for coming in her defense because, they try to win the nomination? Why you try back up your opponents for. All right, it's like a boxing match. You punch It's like in a boxing match when you punch your opponent and you pick him back up. Punch him, pick him back up. Why are you doing that? You're supposed to let him down so you can win, right? And this blowback that she have is one of the things that could keep her down. All right, don't help this woman. If you want, look, the Democrats. If you want to be elected, don't help this woman. Let her fall down on her own so you can pick up the slacks. Especially Joe Biden, because she took all his points away. All right, but let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Are you for Kamala Harris? Do you think she's evil like I do? All right, let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Because of what I'm saying, YouTube don't want to monetize my channel because I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, and edited. That means I can say whatever I want without being bothered by any outside interference. All right? Because of what I'm saying, I'm not taking any donations. Because the point of this channel, like I said before, to get people to think for themselves. When people think for themselves, they're able to distinguish all the BS, right? When people are group thinkers, they'll lead you to the cliff, like communism. Communists are group thinkers. Communism are responsible for 90 million plus deaths in the world right now. Right? 90 million plus deaths because of communism. Right? Those are group thinkers. China, Venezuela, Russia, North Korea, all these BS countries that try to establish communism. All right? That's what group thinkers get to you. Nothing. And they're at a fallen state right now. All right, that's the point I'm raising the channel. If you like what I do, please like, share, subscribe. Because when you like, share, subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. When I make more video, I will saturate YouTube algorithm. When YouTube algorithm is saturated, my video will be more expansive to a broader audience. And within those audience, some of those people might wake up and start thinking for themselves instead of being a group thinker. All right? Kamala Harris is a bad person. All right? And that's the end of the video. All right? Please like, share, subscribe. This is HighlyEvolvedPodcast. Find me at mice.com, BitChute, Twitters, and Gap.com. I know your time is very precious. I'm trying not wasting your time. Thanks for listening. This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. My name is Stefan, and you guys have a good day. And don't vote Democrats. Peace.